Welcome
Hello.
to day 5 of implementing your 2020 transformational vision, and it is Mindset Week.
Yes, the Mindset Week. So did you take the time yesterday to figure out one story that is causing you to not take action in your life in alignment with your dreams? We shared our stories yesterday of what was holding us back, and hopefully you worked through that through the worksheet with us and got that down just to pinpoint it.
Yes, so, that's very important that you get that down.
Yeah.
So today we are talking about emotions.
And so emotions are the spice of life. And so positive emotions will free you, they'll unleash the inner abundance, and they'll cause aliveness to flow out of you, while negative emotions will imprison you, stifle you, and drain your life graphically. And we all know people that around us that are emotionally high and emotionally low. And the real key is to balance those out and get to an even keel in life so that you just flow with life and how life plays out. And so it's important to understand how emotions drive and dictate and frame your day. And a lot of times, most of the time, we don't even realize and recognize what emotional nature or emotional state of mind that we're living out, and how that frames our day and that we're occupying. And so we don't realize that's going on in us. We just have this natural flow of always.
Right. We really just bounce in and out of positive emotions and negative emotions throughout the day.
Yeah, just repeating the same continuous loop of that emotional state blowing us around, blowing us to and fro, up and down, all around by the winds of life, which really the winds of life are just the emotions, the emotional highs and lows. And so we allow that to throw us around, and for all intents and purposes, it's not a huge deal, and you survive, and it's like throwing spaghetti against the wall. You know, some of it sticks, and life's not perfect, and you can just flow. So that constantly blows you around, and so we want to try to address that and try to get things in alignment with our dreams to get going that direction. And so if you're not careful, it'll really blow you around to the degree that those emotional habits formed will create neurological ditches in your brain, in your mind, and those really are just your comfort zones, and so they're your go-to when life hits you.
Yes. So in the past, for me, I typically found myself in the limiting emotional states of stress, feeling overwhelmed, anxious, fearful, and how about you?
Yeah, those are all mine too. But really mine, as you know, as we've been walking through this worksheet, one of my big ones, and that's the thing I've addressed over time, is being taxed by time. And so that causes me stress. It causes me to be not so personable at times, even though I can be really personable. I'll be not so personable, and then I'll be hut 2, 3, 4, get her done, rushed and pushed, and so that drives me.
Yeah. So in order for us to achieve our healthy living and the better version of us that we desired, we not only had to reprogram the blame, who and what we were blaming, our false expectations, and the stories that we were telling ourselves and others. But we also had to reprogram our emotional states that were limiting us. So to move away from constantly feeling overwhelmed and stressed to more of a peaceful, joyful, relaxed state and not be pushed.
Yeah, relaxed, flowing state. So when you look at the ocean, you obviously know that the waves crash on the shore, on the beach, and we enjoy that. It's a wonderful thing, and most people love walks on the beaches. But when you look at that, the waves are crashing, but at the same time, if you don't take time to notice or don't learn it in school, the overall body of the ocean is moving out and back in, out and back in constantly. And so human nature is predominantly much like, it's predominantly driven by emotion. Not necessarily what you know or what your logic is or what your knowledge is, but by emotion. So we're emotional beings, and so your body is much like that ocean body that moves in and out, ebbs and flows. And the waves on top of that body that are crashing on the shore is really just your logic and your knowledge base. And so sometimes they can be in alignment, and sometimes they can be completely opposing each other. Just like the ocean, the body can be moving out, but the waves are still crashing on the shore. So it can be deceptive, I guess.
Unless you pay attention.
In what's actually going on.
Yeah.
And so you don't really see a real picture. So same as with your own life. A person, we can be sitting here having a logical conversation about something, but then we can go out and be completely in opposition to what we had a logical conversation about, because we just went with how we felt. And so an example is talking about relationships and having the right man, right woman, and that all makes sense, and that sounds wonderful and cottonelly and fluffy and feels good. But then we go out and we subject ourselves to situations where we're not flying together and flowing and bringing the best out of each other in a relationship that we're choosing to subject ourselves to.
Yep.
We're subjecting ourselves to a
negative, toxic relationship versus a positive one. So.
Not so healthy, and so that gets out of check. And so the key is to get the valley lows in alignment with. Let me do it this way: valley lows in alignment with the mountain highs. You want to get them more balanced out so that they complement each other, and you have a more even keel about yourself, so that you can experience that peaceful flow in life that everybody wants to experience. So the abundance really is found when you pair up your knowledge, your experience with your emotional nature and get those in alignment, so that not only is the body of the ocean coming in, but the waves are crashing on the shore at the same time. And so it's all moving in parallel, and it's all working for you. It's all wind at your back, the wave at your back that's just carrying you
peaceful
through life. Yeah. So you want that wind at your backside, you want that peaceful flow, and you want to see that come to fruition, so that the infinite possibilities and opportunities in life start opening up for you, and they will. So
it is important to acknowledge your emotions.
Mm-hmm. Look at what they're telling you.
Yep, and strive to get them in alignment with the positive emotions that get you to where you want your 2020 vision to be, your transformational vision.
Yeah, and who you want to be in 2020. We started with that in order to cultivate and develop an answer to that vision, a goal. Who do you want to be?
Yes.
And so that becomes your transformational vision goal that you're talking about. And so once you do that, then you begin to experience breakthrough, and aliveness sets in, starts flowing through you, and you start experiencing a skip in your step, which is what we're all looking for, which is why we do all the things we do. We try to experience all these different things in life to give us spark, to give us excitement, to give us joy.
Natural excitement.
And so when you align those things up, everything we've talked the last several days, blaming, false expectations, stories we're telling ourselves, and today, day 5, the emotional state of mind that we live in, when you start reprogramming that and you start getting in alignment with
all of it in alignment,
yep,
it is more powerful for that transformational vision to happen and be experienced today in pieces, and then at the end of 2020 experiencing exactly or beyond what you envisioned.
That's right. And you become more empowered in your emotional state versus disempowered.
Yes.
So that's a wrap. So what's the one thing you can do today to move toward your 2020 vision goal? That's always the commonality. What's the one thing that you can do today, or 2 things or 3 things, but don't put on too much on your plate, because you'll just get discouraged, frustrated, and
overwhelmed
and heavy. And
beyond that now. Moving
and then you'll just quit. And so just set one thing you can do today. It's Sunday, relax, have a good day, but do the one thing. Get that off the ground so that you've got that wind at your back.
See ya.
See you later. Love you guys.